right.
Oh man, what's going on?
Hey, what's going on?
Man, we back, man. It's your boy Troy.
This is your boy Sean.
Hey, we tapped in again.
We tapped in.
Yes, sir.
Hey, before we get started, I'm gonna do a little housekeeping thing real quick,
Okay.
just to make sure we stay on tack.
All right. And we back.
All right, and we back,
Yes,
just
sir.
like that.
We say tapped in, man. Listen, I ain't gonna be funny. I'm gonna leave it alone. Speaking of tap, boy, somebody got that head tapped this week.
God,
didn't they?
man, they got their head tapped, man.
Man.
And I'll be honest with you, your boy, I got tapped too.
Yeah.
Sandman tapped me, boy.
Man,
I was trying.
I
I
gotta
tried.
do something different with them fights, man.
Man, fight didn't start till like 1:30, man. 1 o'clock.
Yeah. My whole household was out, man. They was gone. I had to wake everybody up. I had to go through banging on pans.
Yeah, man, it's crazy, man. I watched the first fight
Uh-huh.
into the second fight, and man, blink my eyes,
Yeah.
man. When they opened back up, it was the fifth round.
Man, you gotta go to bed and get up and watch the
Yeah,
fight.
you
You
gotta
set
take a
your
nap.
alarm clock. Yeah, man, it's just a lot. But I tell you what, once it came on, it was well worth it, man. I mean, Bud put on we call it a masterclass, man.
Man, he did, man, and
Oh,
I
yeah.
didn't expect anything different from him. I guess my only apprehension in the whole thing was, could he take the punch?
Right.
Right. And so that's what I was wondering the whole time was, can he take the punch? And what is he gonna do after that? And how much power did he have in his punches? Because he actually, like, as it went on, he looked like he was carrying that weight really well.
Oh yeah, he was. And a few times they tied up, you see that he was actually slinging them. I was like, yeah, he's strong.
Yeah, he was ready.
I don't think Canelo had a chance to connect many.
Nah. Well, it's hard to connect, man, when you pull the trigger.
Yeah.
And before you can get yours off, you got one coming down.
That counter, that counter was
coming
crazy
down the pipe,
all
man.
night long.
Yeah. I mean, it was, and it wasn't just one shot. It was usually like bang, bang, or bang, bang. It was like two or three shot combination. And whenever Canelo tried to load up, to go to the body, I mean, that elbow was down there and that left was coming.
And he ain't make no mistakes, man. He just stayed steady. And it's just a testament, man, to how he trained, man, and his confidence, man. Two things stood out to me. They said the brother went and bought him a Rolex before the fight, and he had already had it engraved 42-0. Like,
so what was he gonna do if he was gonna lose? If he lost?
It wasn't a chance. It wasn't a shot. At one of the interviews, they asked him. They said, "Hey, at what point did you know that you was gonna win the fight?" He said, "When I signed the contract."
Man, I'm telling you, it's. I always I have a high reverence for like boxers that I've seen. I think obviously we all fell in love with Mike Tyson when he came along.
Oh yeah.
And I'll be honest, like I like, I love Roy Jones when he was coming through. Like boxer wise, we grew up on the tail end of Sugar Ray Leonard. So like he was fast, quick, but we had the opportunity to see some really good fighters. Sugar Shane Mosley when he was coming through, De La Hoya when he was coming through, Floyd, while he was doing what he was doing, and I think I can honestly say, I think he might be my favorite boxer that I've seen in my lifetime.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
And I mean, to me, Floyd was top.
Right.
And I'm gonna tell you why. Because I feel like whatever, you can't compare in errors. So I'm gonna just say, whoever he fight going forward or that he's previously fought, I feel like he can go to a place that none of them can go to.
Oh yeah.
I think there's a dark it's what makes him great. It's his ability to be able to tap into something dark that makes him go into a different mode, different level that I don't think any other fighter can get to.
I know exactly what you're saying. Yeah, I'm with you on that.
I don't think they can get to that place, man. And it's like, even if he in the middle of the ring and he exchanging blows, I still think he
could turn it on.
He can turn it on
any minute. Yeah.
It's just his heart. His heart is just too big, man.
Yeah. I like him. I really like the guy, man, and he proved everybody wrong, man. So
he ain't proved me wrong.
Nah,
he proved them wrong. He ain't proved himself wrong.
So, man, just thinking about that, I was watching something on him, man, kind of going into the next subject, but man, they were saying how his mom, man, used to pay people bullies to try to beat him up.
That's that dark place, man.
Yeah.
That was the birth. Yeah, I mean, and it's crazy because he come off so humble and meek and mild. But that's where the villain was born, man.
Oh yeah.
Like he come off as one of us, but when he get in that ring, man, he's a villain.
It's like he got to win. Like he had to come home with the W even back then.
Yeah.
So
it's no way. Oh, before we go on to our next subject, man, keeping it.
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask you about that.
Yeah. So this is Gifted by God, guy from InvestFest. As always, you'll see the story about this after this podcast. I'll put it up on the Tapped In page. But long story short, guy was in college, had like $200 to his name, had just lost his sister. Sister had cerebral palsy. At the end, she couldn't see, she couldn't really move, couldn't feed herself. Wow. And he was like, when she passed away, even though most people saw that she was a gift to them, right? And so he that was the inspiration of him.
Wow.
Starting this called Gifted by God, and I thought, obviously it's gonna catch my attention, but then the story behind it, to know,
no doubt,
this one just started awesome. For me. This is really a testament to my sister.
Wow.
What she meant in my life, and I'm gonna take her places that she never had the opportunity to go. Right. No doubt. That's what's it. Tap in with them. Gifted by God. You can find them on all the social media platforms. Brother named Ahmed.
All right. Yeah, big up to Ahmed. No doubt. That's dope. Real dope.
Yeah.
But so one of our viewers left a question for us last week, man.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a really good one too. We talked about it in the past, but do you feel like can a woman raise a boy to be a man?
I think a woman can. I think if a woman has had a good example of what a man is, she can talk about some of the traits and things that she sees that stood out to her. Rather, it was the person that she was raised by, or somebody who she saw in her life. She can speak to those things. She can speak to the actions of what she saw.
Right.
But she can't speak to the meaning and the purpose behind it.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like we all created with our own purpose. And a man, a person that's a boy who's seeking to be a man is innately going to get to that place.
Right. It's something eternal. That
manifests itself to do that. So can they teach their son qualities of what they think a good man is supposed to do and how he's supposed to act and supposed to carry himself? Yeah, they can. But the thought process behind it, it's just like, we were just talking about boxing. You can teach a guy skills, but like heart, and resiliency,
that gotta come from within.
It comes from within, but mindset. So the heart and resiliency can come from within, but when you have somebody who's able to speak to you about mindset, and how to approach life and how you should think, how you should think and why I do the things that I do, I think that's where it becomes impactful. And I think what happens is that young man will have they'll have a gap. They'll be strong in some areas,
right,
but they'll be weak in other areas.
Oh yeah,
that it's really hard for people to measure, but they know because it shows up in their confidence.
Right.
In certain situations, familiar situations, they can be confident, but unfamiliar situations, it's hard because they feel like they don't have the tools. They don't know how to think in those situations.
And then we know at a certain age, man, kids, man, they do a lot of things by emulating you too, or imitating you. Mm-hmm. So sometimes just by having a man in the house and his mannerisms and, how he react to things, even though it's not being like told to them, they're watching it. Mm-hmm. So if you don't have that in the house, it's hard for you to just grasp onto those, So, right. and you see it a lot. I mean, it's been some great women who raised some successful men, but just say if they grew up around grandmom, the aunties and stuff, mm-hmm. and not attack against their sexuality or anything like that. I'm not saying that, but this is some of their mannerisms and stuff. And sometimes they don't even notice it, but it's just because they was raised in a household just, full of women. And that's what they watch. So it's a certain way they'll sit and a certain way they move, and you're like, man, he must have been raised by it. I didn't sound funny, right? But it's the truth.
I'll tell you, as you were talking, and I'm study processing the question. The other place that it shows up, that I can see, aside from what you're just mentioning, is emotional responses.
Oh yeah.
Like a lot of times, even if they have the qualities and things like that of what a man should have, a lot of times they're high emotional, right? You know what I mean? It's a even killness that comes to when you got both parents in the household. And this is no knock to anybody who doesn't. I'm just saying, when you've had the opportunity to grow up in and around that, you notice that.
Right.
You notice when somebody is, talks a lot, and is, just really reactionary.
Right.
As opposed to process and thinking it through. I think that's one of the biggest things that most people don't understand is that, you want to be slow to anger.
Right. Exactly.
You want to be, but women, on the other hand, are highly emotional people.
Right.
And so when they get upset, they immediately react.
And then the young men that are raised like that, then that leads to a lot of emotional, like you said, emotional reactions. And then how I give people a piece of their mind more so than, because I'm not an arguer. I can't argue like that, man. But if you sometimes being raised around, a household woman, you just tap into that.
Right.
Yeah, that emotion, and that you're able to talk and argue. I don't have that. But I do think a woman, like you said earlier, she can teach him the traits of being a good man. So I really do believe that. And then I think as he mature into life and get into school and go into different, jobs, workplaces, then he start to hone in on, some of those traits even more.
Because then they start to have conversations. They might not call them mentors, but they'll have conversations with guys that are doing things in a way that they would want to do it. And they'll start asking them questions. Right. So that when I say that gap, they will start to fill in the gaps themselves. Mm-hmm. Right. Because once you hear it, it's like, that makes sense to me. So therefore it's a lot easier to kind of not transition, but to evolve and grow.
Right. That makes sense. That makes sense, man. And to kind of go along with what I'm going to talk about next, man, because I think I sent you something. The lady, she was saying how she doesn't want a man that's already arrived. She wants to go through the struggle with him, like help him build, help him get to that point, and help him attain it, be a part of the process. So that raised the question in my mind. I was like, do you think most women prefer projects or a completed man?
So I'm not an expert to be able to speak on this, right? But I'm just going to say, I think I'm not speaking for women. I don't want y'all to think I'm speaking for y'all. By no means necessary. I'm just going by what I can observe. Right.
Okay.
And so I would say the younger and less mature, and because women mature a lot faster than men anyway, right?
In fact.
But younger, when I say less mature, they just haven't lived enough life yet. They probably know what they want, but they haven't lived enough life yet to know, like, okay, this guy, he emotionally, mentally, even though I like him, even though I love him, unless he really desires to get to the place that I want to, he's probably 10 years behind where I'm at right now. You know, like, and I'm talking about a young girl in college or something like that, or high school going into college, knowing what she wants to do. She's more likely to have a project, right? Because she believes in that blind love, you know, where like it's all emotional, how you make me feel, how we feel spending time together, the possibilities of what we could be together,
and potential and promise.
Potential and promise, right? Yeah. That's what they living off of. After they get a heartbreak, or, you know what I mean, guys run game on them, or they just have bad relationship issues, bad advice, or whatever, then I think at that point in time, they start to go after their own dreams and aspirations. And that puts them in a place where, okay, I kind of figured out what the life that I want for me right now.
Right.
They're less likely to try to reach back and grab somebody and pull them in that direction. The time that they may do that, and again, I'm just speaking from observation, is if maybe they dated that person before.
Right. And they
see where they know where they are, but they can see the growth and the maturity of this person, and they willing to take that chance.
Well, I'm gonna speak from the flip side of it. And again, I'm not an expert and don't know, but from what I've seen, some women that are successful and they've already, you know, hit their apex to where they want to be at, I think the control factor too keeps them wanting a project more so, because it's more like I made you, or you know what I mean? Not necessarily from a selfish standpoint, but just because, you know, women are nurturers and they like to, you know, so the kids grown, you don't have kids anymore. So now it seems like I see a lot of strong women go back and get men that they have to you got to dress them. You got to, you know, point him in this direction for his career. You got to make the phone calls for him and do this. I just see it a lot, try to bring them up to a level, but it's more so for their satisfaction. Yeah. To be needed, to feel needed. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Because, I mean, think about it. If you get a complete man, a man that's been self-sufficient, that he's all, he doesn't need you for those things. And if he's already conducting his business, he's already handling, you know, his day-to-day affairs, it's harder for you to insert yourself unless he allow you to.
Right. So you feel like it's more of control.
Yeah. You need me for something. You know what I mean? You need the keys to the Benz. You need.
So what is that? So with me thinking about it, so then there must be some kind of insecurity that she has.
I mean, absolutely. I mean, I guess you can get deep, you know, dig deep down inside it, because it is a type, you know, it's a type, but I see it a lot. But or this could be long, like I said, the kid's gone, you know what I mean? You used to doing for the kids day in, day out. So you just
okay. I mean, I feel you on that. I mean, hey, women, we not women. So if you're watching this, let us know what you think. You like a project or no? What you want? You know, where are you at? And and there's no right or wrong answer to this. We just want some insight, you know. So we got, you know, we done got some questions. We want to address those questions, but we also want to hear from y'all. Just Just say, y'all don't know what y'all talking about.
And
don't speak for me.
And fellas, don't feel like you fall into the project category because you have a woman motivating you and, you know, sticking by your side and helping to build, because that's a part of the relationship. We're going to build, we're going to pour in each other. It's going to be different times. But then you have some guys that just don't know the direction they're going in, and till they meet a certain lady, a certain type of woman.
And I mean, as long as y'all loving and respecting each other, it don't matter how it happened or how you get there. I mean, long as that respect is a mutual respect between the two of you.
Yeah.
I mean, for sure. So man, along those lines, in that scenario, there comes a time where if you do have kids and they're not, or you might even have kids. Let's just say you got younger kids and you just get into a relationship with somebody, you liking them, you know, vibing. It's like, okay, well, at what point in time, how soon is too soon to introduce that person to your kids?
Ooh. Now that's a major one right there, because kids, you know, they get attached quick.
Right.
So, yeah, like people come around. Plus, and then you got to really vet the person, man. Well, men and women. I think this goes for both men and women. I was gonna say women really have to be careful with that, but men do too. You know what I mean? Because nowadays you just don't know people. I would say if you guys haven't made it exclusive, if you hadn't put a title on it, if you ain't locked it in, then you don't see the kids. You don't meet the kids.
Okay.
I feel like once we say, okay, we're going to take it to the next level, we're locked in, then maybe we can start introducing the kids. Now, and meeting the kids is still different than leaving my kids alone with you too.
Right.
Yeah. Now that's going to take some time, you know?
So does that play a role in how long it is from the time we become exclusive to the time, okay, we talking about marriage and stuff now?
Okay. Yeah. I mean, if you're talking about marriage and you're talking about, okay, we about to, you know, move in together and our lives going to become one. Now we got to figure out who's taking the kids to school, who's doing this. So now, you know, I mean, I'm going to have to give you access to, you know, my family, the kids and everything. But I see it too soon, man. So many young women, man, they bring a guy in, the next thing you know, his homeboys over to the house and y'all not talking again. You 2 weeks later, y'all broke up. New cat them pulled up. Now you calling him last week's guy's name. Yeah. Then they asking, you know, where would you call it go? It's just not a good look, man. You can't tell people how to raise their kids and everything, but it's not a good look at all.
I agree with you. You know, as far as they don't meet the kids until we exclusive, right? Until we like, okay, we lock it in and we trying to take this thing to the next level. But then, okay, you get to that point. How much of a role does the dynamic between the person that you starting to fall in love with play into how much your kids like that person? And it's like, this is all hypothetical, but just thinking about it, thankfully, neither one of us had to go through that. Yeah. But I can imagine that's got to be tough to where you like this person to the point it's like, okay, we're exclusive. Now I'm introducing you to the kids, and you can tell that they not feeling each other.
You should take heed to it, man. Kids are super honest, man. They super honest. So if they see things, they're gonna kind of voice it. And most time, if they don't like you, it's for a reason. Sometimes it could be jealousy because you take your mom's time or dad's time.
Right.
But a lot of times it's because kids, man, they see some things that we kind of look past because, you know, we're infatuated. You looking at the person, and the kids, they noticing some stuff like, this ain't right. So I think you should take heed to it if the kids aren't feeling them.
Right. So, I mean, but there's times where kids could sabotage it. Like, we want mom or we want dad for ourselves. We straight the way we are. I mean, why are you messing up our vibe?
Yeah.
You know, we got a vibe going here. Now you trying to come in here, eat up all the snacks. You know what I mean? Want to take my own car. You want to play like we this happy little family. Man, I don't even like you like that, man. Don't even know why.
Right.
It's like, you know what I mean? So that could be a dynamic that is unfortunate for whoever the parent is. But at some point in time, that parent has to make a decision.
Oh, yeah.
Like, okay, well, because we've talked about this, we've touched on it in some previous episodes where as you get older, you want companionship.
Right.
You know that these kids not going to be here forever.
Exactly.
And as you get older, your pool gets smaller.
Yeah. Yeah.
Of the people that you can actually
be compatible with.
With.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Yeah. So it's like I again, we ain't experts on this. So if you listening to this,
man, let us know. So glad, man. I ain't have to go through a lot of stuff, man. My patience, man. And then dealing with somebody else's kid, man. I mean, I've seen situations where the relationship didn't work because the kids, man, reach a certain age, man, and you're not my dad.
Yeah,
you can't tell me nothing.
To the person that you like, love.
That pull.
Right.
Yeah, it's a pull. And I don't have the patience, man. Man. I'm gonna yoke somebody's kid up, man.
Yeah. And then there you are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now you're in a situation where now you gotta address this man.
Yeah.
One way or the other. And it's like, you know what I mean? You just don't know. So that's a tough situation.
It is.
And I mean, that's why, we always talk about, the core unit, the family, making sure that you're making the best decision that you can possible.
Right. For
off the jump.
Yeah.
To be able to mitigate having to go through this. Now, obviously life happens, people change, situations, circumstances change. But if you're going into it eyes wide open and prayerfully and trying to be led to what's best for you, hopefully you can avoid those type of scenarios.
Oh yeah,
those type of scenarios.
Oh yeah.
But for y'all that have, let us know let us know how you handle that, how you navigate it. Was it kids deal breaker? Was Bebe's kids? Was that what made you
right?
Like I couldn't deal. Little Jerker was jumping off the banister and trying.
Yeah.
Hit me in the head.
And then you got to dig deeper in your pocket too, man. Some people, I know a lot of guys say they don't want a ready-made family. They're not doing it. Yeah, it's not doing. Yeah, we ain't doing the ready-made thing.
That's not the plans. But what if she the one? You might be let the one go because it's almost the same thing as like with the women who. We're not picking on women tonight, you know what I mean? But like the woman, like he gotta be 6 footer taller. He gotta be dark skinned. Right. But the joker that's for him might be 5'9", hot, you know what I mean? Light skin. Don't fit nothing that they was looking for, but they just looking past him because they see the brother behind him with the bald, black, dark skin, bald head. It's like that he looked like what I want.
I think it's a combination though. I think it's almost like the car, like going on the car, like, everybody got different tastes and styles. Not saying that a great person can't not fit those, attributes, but I think it has to be some physical attraction there for it to continue to go. I mean, you can learn to love that person, but every time you see that thing that you desire, it's gonna distract you and take your attention because that's what you into.
It's crazy because as you were talking about that, I don't know if you remember this when I was saying that the guy that was a pastor, that he was in relationships and they weren't working because he was attracted to this certain type of woman.
Yeah, I think I remember that. Yeah,
and he was just like he been praying about it. It was like I'm just not getting no relationship because every time I tried, like. These women ain't working for me, like he going through it with them. And, he said he prayed about it and stuff and wasn't talking to anybody or whatever. And he was saying that God just changed the type of woman that he was attracted to.
Okay.
Right. So the thing that he was attracted to was leading him the wrong way.
Right.
And so then he said, almost like my eyes got open and boom, there she was. And he was like, I would have never been attracted to her before.
Wow.
But now I can't see myself without her. You know, so a lot of times, you know, sometimes the things that you think that you want and the things that, you know what I mean, are the easiest eye candy for you to be interested in might not be the best thing for you.
Oh yeah, I agree with that. Yeah,
a lot of times you got to balance. It is a balance. Everybody not attracted to the same thing, but sometimes you got to be. Maybe you got to ask for a change of perspective. Between what you want and what's best for you.
True.
Yeah, so
okay,
that's it. So now we're moving along in a relationship, right?
All
right. We you know at this point in time we're gonna take the scenario where we establish. You know, I got, you know, let's just say I've got kids and I've built up whatever I got. We in our, let's say, early 40s, and we decide to get married, right? Prenups or no?
Man, I don't speak that language yet, man. So I don't speak that language, man. I'm leaving with my car keys and my cardboard box, but yeah, if you establish and you like own ownership for things like, I'm thinking for you, what you said earlier, your kids, you done built your family, you got things in place. Well, but that's just what you will. I say no to I say no to a prenup unless you hit a certain status. Yeah, because I mean, it's almost like a contingency plan that we're not going to work, and you're supposed to go in it full steam ahead, like we be doing life together. So if you got a prenup, it's always saying if something go wrong, and I think you got to kind of take that if out of there,
right? Man. So what happened was, I don't know, man. I have never been obviously wanted to say yeah for a prenup,
right?
But if you're older and you establish, and let's just say you do have, you know, properties, stocks, investments, things like that you built up over your life, right? And y'all come together and you just happen to have, whether it's a woman or a man, let's just say you got 3-4 times the net worth of this other person.
Right.
I don't think there's nothing wrong with you getting a prenup. Because it's not saying, to me, it's not saying that my intentions personally are not to get divorced. I don't want a divorce.
Right.
But in the event that something like that should happen, I don't feel like what I worked to build up until that point. Now, after we get married, anything we build after that, yeah, I mean, we can split that.
Right.
But up until that point, and then something happened, and then you get to cash out on half of what I built. Spent 40 years of my life building. I can't see that, cuz. I can't see
that's why it's about compatibility, making sure you know you're on the same page. But to me, I mean, it's just me, man. I just feel like when you go in, you all in. I mean,
I am all in.
you can't be now if you're holding chips, man.
No, I hold no chips. You know, you see the chips. You see the chips, but these chips is put away.
Right.
These was here before we even started. So all the new chips.
But yours. But if I'm your helpmate and I'm here to help you multiply and grow it, then why shouldn't I have access
to? You can have access to the multiplication of it.
To those chips.
You can't have. You multiply if I let's just put it in simple terms. If I got 2 houses, right, and you the multiplier, she the multiplier.
Yeah.
And then we get 2 more. You have
4, she got 2.
No, we as long as we together have 4. If we not together,
okay,
we have 2.
Can I preach for a second, man?
Because you multiplied it.
Let me preach for a second. Let me preach for a second, man.
All right.
So
let you cook, man.
You have some folks who's been sold out in the world of faith, man. I'm talking about following God, man, living a holy life, doing that thing. 30, 40 years into their walk with Christ. You got a joker comes off the street tomorrow, gives his life to the Lord. Guess what God said they are? Said they joint heirs, man. Right from the gate. Everything that he has and that he's already established, no matter how long you've been in the fold from day one, you're a joint heir. And that's how I think about it should be with our own personal, you know what I mean? Like, hey, once you win, you win.
Once you get married, you joint heir.
You're a joint heir, man. Boy. Why not? You part of the family.
What say ye?
and like I said, you know what? And again, we might have this conversation, man, with my bag grow a little bit more. but I'm already married, so
yeah. I'll be honest with you. God had to work with me on that one.
They would have worked with you.
Yeah.
But see, to me, it's like you going in with trust issues, though.
No, it's not trust issue. It's not trust issues. But I know what my motive. I would know what my motive is. Right. I know what my motive is. I just, even though I love you, I trust you, I can't judge what your motive is. I might be the cash out.
Yeah. Seen it happen.
Yeah, I mean, I might be the cash out refi that you looking for.
Yeah.
And I ain't signed no paperwork.
Yeah.
And then 2 years later, this just ain't working for me. I can take it ain't working for you when you can have half of what we did in this last 2 years. What I can't take is you taking half of what I had prior to meeting you. Because you was living life. You was living fine. Everything was good. You were straight.
But maybe not as good as they wanted to live, then you was.
So what's your motive?
They live a better life. That means she's gonna enhance you in ways, but you're gonna enhance her by, you know what I mean?
Right. And that's fair.
So you feel like a simp if you
I'm not gonna say
that's a little simpish.
I'm not saying I'm a simp, but I done seen a little bit of things happen in life.
Yeah.
And it's just like, okay. Like I said, I don't have a prenup. I ain't have nothing to have a prenup with. My wife probably should have got a prenup when she married me, man. For real. Right. For real. Like I was the one she probably was like, yo, like she had the credit. She had a nice little bank account. Like she had all of this stuff.
Right.
Like she should have been like, yo, no, I'm from here going forward, we can split it. But this, what I done got right now, this is all me. Like she had every right to do that. Thank God you didn't. Appreciate you. Love you, babe. But again, we were really young when we got married and stuff. And even if we were a little bit older, I just think if you're going into it, this might sound bad, man.
Man, go ahead. You said it.
So if y'all both going into it with the same amount, right? The assets look about the same. I don't see it's a need for a prenup. Because you really don't have, you know what I mean? There's nothing.
Right.
I just think I think to me, it's just common sense. If I have 3, 4, 5 times the net worth, and I'm not holding the money part and that part of it up here. I'm just saying everything that I have, as long as we together, you have access to.
So
everything. you got access to everything.
Right.
In the event we are not together anymore, you don't have access to everything anymore.
Let me ask you this. In the event while you was building and you had your prenup, did you sign that $2 million life insurance policy?
Did I sign it?
Yeah. I mean, it's the same difference. If you got them type of trust issues and all that, and you don't know their motive, it might not be no exit out. Think about it, though. I mean, I'm just saying, if your motives is just to come and cash out, there's so many ways to.
It's a lot of ways to cash out.
Yeah, there's so many ways to do it, man.
It is, but I mean, I mean, we could probably go back and forth on this multiple times. Your stance will probably stay the same. My like I said, God work.
Man, it's up in the air with me. I'm just being the devil's advocate, honestly, man. Because I'm looking at some of them young men and I see some of the relationships. I'm like, man, like, you know, when you talking about the NFL, NBA and stuff, I was like, man, you probably should have grabbed that prenup.
That's what I'm saying.
What Kanye said, we want free lunch.
So yes, so you think about it. I don't want to use him. What's the dude? Micah Parsons.
Oh yeah,
just got traded, right? So he worked all of his life to get to Penn State. Right, get to Penn State, becomes a number 4 draft pick. Not all of a sudden, he spent his first 20 years of his life dedicating himself to football.
Right.
And now he has gotten to this place. He gets into the NFL. He's playing good. And, you know, he renegotiates and gets one of them max contracts. Right. He's still not married. So if we going by what you say, when he get married, the likelihood of the woman that he's marrying being as wealthy as he is slim to none.
Right.
And the women that he's probably attracted to are maybe, you know, college graduates, might not be college graduates, an entrepreneur or something like that, but nowhere near to the level of success that he's at. So he should fall in love with this person and be like, you don't need to sign a prenup. It's all good.
Man, you sign up for the lifestyle. Oh man, I don't know. Because on one side I'm like, yeah, then the other side I'm like, she wasn't with me shooting jumpers.
That's what I'm saying, man. So, she ain't get these concussions.
Yeah,
like she ain't play with a, you know what I mean, sore hurt up when he's supposed to be on the field. What is the year that he was out, his shoulder was dislocated or something like that. He's still out there trying to make tackles so he can be a top pick.
But what is that day-to-day life with a superstar worth, though? You know what I mean? Doing all the behind the scenes, the kids, you know what I mean? Press conferences, you're away from home. I'm holding the home front down. I mean,
it's worth every bit of it. It's worth every bit of it while you're there.
I got you. He said, why are you there?
Why you there? Why you there?
Dig it.
That's cool, man. So, like on a final note, we always like to wrap this up on a real estate related topic. So this week, you know, Feds reduced rates quarter of 1%.
Okay.
What did that do to the mortgage rates? Nothing. Quarter. It didn't do anything because most people don't understand that interest rates are really tied to the bond market. Right. And so it mirrors the bond market. The bond market goes down, then interest rates typically go down. Like they actually correlate. If you look at the two graphs, they mirror each other.
Okay.
Fed cut the rate, bond rate went up.
Okay.
So rates didn't even, you know what I mean? Like they didn't go down. Some cases they went up a little bit. So that's why I always tell people, you know, don't wait for that, because there will be a time. Don't wait to try to time the rates to buy a house, because you can't time it. You could have been sitting waiting, thinking, I'm gonna wait until the Feds cut the rates, then I'm gonna buy.
Right.
And now, because you waited, you can afford less because the rates went up. And your payments are going to be more. So that means now you have less money, disposable income, to be able to buy the house.
Right.
Because it kind of priced you out.
You could always bought it. And if they do drop, refinance, that's exactly all over again.
he got it. That's what you do. You know what I mean? You buy what you can afford right now, and you know what I mean, and stay within your means. And then when rates drop, you can always refinance. You don't have to compete with anybody. You don't have to try to time it. It's when the rate drops enough to make sense, because there are times where rates can go down, but not enough to justify a refinance.
Right.
You know, because unless you're going to stay in the house 5 to 7 years with a small rate increase, you end up losing money, because there is a cost associated with closing on a refi. And so if you're spending, you know, let's just say $3,000 or $4,000, it's going to take you 5 to 6 years to recoup that money that you spent up
before you even start seeing a difference in right.
You know, so you'll see a difference in your monthly payment,
but you're not
saving because you paid it up on the front side. Right. So just a tip: don't always think you can buy the dip.
Good stuff.
You know, I mean, just stay locked in, be ready. You know, make sure everything's in order. When you find a house that you want, if you can afford it and the numbers work, go ahead and buy it. When the rates drop, you can always refinance.
Good information, man. Great information.
All right. So as always, man, we appreciate y'all tapping in with us. Forgot to say it at the beginning of the show, but always like, comment, share, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. Did I forget anything?
All of them. You got
all of them. You can find us there. And as always, we appreciate y'all.
And stay tapped in.
Stay tapped in.
Peace.
Peace.